Lil Durk case dropped. Let's talk about it. Okay. This was kind of interesting. And I'm going to try to find, let's see, Lil Durk 2019 shooting detective testify. Let's see. Here we go.
Case against.
So back in 2019 when Durk and Vaughn got arrested, they brought in, right, the detective from Chicago because they were trying to keep Durk in jail. And a detective from Chicago went to Atlanta and testified that Durk is in a gang and they've been investigating for all type of shit. And they also talked about the footage.
A rapper accused in a shooting outside of the Varsity will move forward. Today, Lil Durk appeared in court where a judge ruled there was enough evidence for him to go to trial. Channel 2's anchor Lori Wilson is live near where the shooting happened, near the Varsity, and Lori, police say they have video evidence in this case.
Jovita, APD says they used at least 5 cameras from local businesses, including this BP, as well as from the Varsity across the street in order to build their case against Lil Durk and his
So they had 5 cameras.
co-defendant. On Friday, detectives from Atlanta and Chicago testified in the criminal case against rapper Lil Durk in Fulton County Court. They say around 5 in the morning on February 5th, Lil Durk, whose real name is Dirk Derek Banks, and his co-defendant Devontae Bennett were seen on camera involved in shooting Alexander Witherspoon, a person police say they knew.
They were hanging out. They went to a studio to make music.
The rapper and Bennett listened to the evidence against them in court. Police told the judge later that night the victim, Banks, Bennett, and others went to a nightclub, a gas station, and ended up in the parking lot of the Varsity. That's when Witherspoon said he was robbed and shot.
He said his chain was snatched off his neck, and he...
That sound like Vaughn. I ain't gonna lie to you. That sound like Vaughn, bro.
had $30,000 stolen from him, and they stole the vehicle he was driving.
Police say Banks was seen on tape shooting a gun.
You see Mr. Banks' arm out the window firing several shots at the victim, towards the victim.
Banks' attorney says this is a celebrity witch hunt.
Were it not for the celebrity status of these 2 individuals, then this would be an aggravated assault.
Banks released a single "Turn Myself In" the day he turned himself in. It's gotten almost 7 million views. The prosecutor charging this wasn't just a robbery and shooting, but gang activity. She put a Chicago detective on the stand to testify that Banks and Bennett are members of Chicago gangs.
Is it possible to continue your affiliation and even commit crimes when you move out of Chicago if you're in a different city or if a different...
This is a Chicago detective that flew to Atlanta just to testify against Durk and Vaughn.
area.
Yes, ma'am.
The judge ruled today there is enough evidence to move forward with all charges against Banks and Bennett, including criminal intent to murder as well as criminal gang activity. They'll be back in front of a judge in a month to ask for bond. Live down.
Hold on. Let me
Case against a rapper accused in a shooting outside of the Varsity.
Detective testify against Von Durk. I want to find the longer footage if there is one.
Against you by a probable cause standard, and they will attempt to do that by the witnesses that they place in the witness chair over here. They may call one or more witnesses. All right. As it respects cases before the court and defendant for criminal attempt to 19 CP 1 gang activity, aggravated assault, probable cause for possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, participation in a criminal
Look at Vaughn just twirling that chair.
Aggravated assault,
bro. Just
firearm during the commission.
Look at Vaughn looking in the air, bro. Like you could tell this nigga didn't give 2 fucks.
A felony, participation in a criminal street gang activity, aggravated assault, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and criminal attempt to commit murder. Court notes that, and as everyone is aware here, the standard here is a probable cause standard, which is a far lower standard than the standard beyond a reasonable doubt, which is the jury trial standard. And as it relates to the charge of participation in the criminal street gang activity, as to both of these defendants and both of these indictments, I do believe that the state has hurdled over that particular burden. I think they've met probable cause and they have been able to surpass probable cause appropriate to
All
me.
right, shit. I'm trying to figure. Damn, I don't think I'm gonna be able to find it. Shit. Okay. King Von 2019 shooting. By the way, I'm getting somewhere with this. Just give me some time. I'm gonna give a breakdown of really why I think this really happened. 2020. Okay, let's go to YouTube. King Von Varsity shooting. Okay.
First at 5, the is live at the happened around 5:45 this morning. But this club across Spring Street was open, and one page. Gutta returned to the varsity parking lot this afternoon to change the tire and assess the damage on his cousin.
So we thought it would be cool to stop, have a.
They say a 23-year-old man was in serious condition when he was rushed to the hospital after the shooting. They are now looking for a dark-colored SUV. A statement from the varsity says the restaurant was closed at the time and none of their employees or customers were on site. Coming from this club, but the man we spoke to, whose car was parked here in the varsity lot, was hit by bullets, says he was instructed by the club to park here, even though the varsity has this sign posted, the varsity park, and a police on the conducted. Police say a 23-year-old man was in serious.
Okay, hold on.
Breaking news.
People who were in a dark-colored SUV this morning, that's what they're telling. Good morning to you both. Yes, police looking for people who were in a dark-colored SUV this morning. That's what they're telling us as far as they can see from witnesses who was ever here responsible for the violence behind me. That's where the shots were fired early this morning, just before 6 o'clock. That gunfire, we're told he was hit in the lower extremities. He's now at the hospital.
Some NFL player. I crawled through the club into the. What's the NFL player? We was in the bathroom with
the gunfire. We're told he was hit in the lower extremity.
All right, let me see the search for gunman. Here we go.
Shooting outside of an.
Joins us live from the in serious condition.
I think it just happened. Definitely thank God.
To the legs as investigative canines were told in the parking lot. Thankfully, no varsity employees or customers.
Hold on. I'm going to get to it. Don't y'all worry. I'm going to get to it. Where is this Durk thing? Not Durk, I mean Vaughn.
Fired. Neighbors say innocent people could have been easily. Witnesses told police they saw this SUV hightailing it and someone in the car behind shooting.
Nah, this ain't it. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to find this shit, man. Okay. Let me just say what I have to say. Okay. the reason why Dirk got off, right? And I want to be very fair because I know y'all is gonna be like, yo, he blamed it on Vaughn. While they had probable cause to charge him because Dirk was in the vehicle, they don't know if he's the one who fired the shots, right? They don't. The reason why they're not taking it to trial, they couldn't prove it. They could only prove it with tattoos. So apparently, when Dirk put his hand out the window with the gun, they believe it's Dirk, right? But all they could really see is the hand. His face wasn't really outside the window. He wasn't hanging out there. They just put the hand out the window with the gun. Through all the angles, this was going to come down to a conversation of, yo, from what could you see on that video in terms of tattoos means it was Lil Durk. Keep in mind, Dirk is going to be like, how do you know it wasn't somebody else? You got to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that it was him. Dirk isn't seen at all other than his hand on outside the window. You get what I mean? Y'all can hear me, right? Why people say they can't hear? So they were going to have to try to convict Dirk off of just his tattoos. From what I was, and this is why I was trying to look this up. Somebody mentioned this to me, but I can't find proof of it. They said the reason why Vaughn, and that's why they're coming back out to say the reason why Vaughn was definitely going to be indicted on these charges, and he would have went to trial for sure, and they probably would have not dropped it on Dirk because they're going to try to play both against each other, is because, and I could be wrong about this, but somebody brought this up recently. I can't find no type of, I got to go check the court documents. I'll do that off stream, what it said. But someone said to me, Vaughn got out the car and was chasing him down. The dude that got shot, Vaughn was chasing him down and shooting him while Dirk was shooting from the car. For whatever reason, I thought it was Dirk just being the only person shooting. They were like, no, Vaughn was supposedly out the car, so they have a positive ID on him. But Dirk is in the car, and Dirk, only his hand is seen. You know what I mean? I don't know too much. I gotta figure out if that's exactly what happened. I'm gonna try to look up this the documents for this case, but like it's been hard to find anything. And by the way, Fulton County is horrible with finding documents about these criminal cases. I think the clerk there doesn't do shit. So essentially, and tell me if y'all have heard that before. So Vaughn was outside the car, seen on video with the gun. Dirk was inside the car, shooting the gun. So yeah. Let me see. All right, cool. Everybody keeps saying Kyrie clip, Kyrie clip, Kyrie clip, Kyrie clip. What the